Chris's story is a lot like yours, but also not a lot like yours. It's more of he was approached. It was a planned thing. It was definitely a planned thing.
I definitely didn't approach him, and I definitely didn't plan shit.
May 2002, Charlotte, Michigan. A man named Roberto Carabalo vanishes from his home. Weeks later, a farmer finds charred human remains locked inside a metal trunk near a blueberry field 90 miles away. The body goes unidentified for years. The case goes cold. Detectives call it the Jack-in-the-Box case. Over a decade later, one of the victim's own family members starts talking. She gives the detective a name, a witness she says will prove she had nothing to do with the murder. The detective spends years looking for that witness. When he finally finds him, the witness doesn't clear her. He confesses to the murder, and he says she helped plan it.
I found Chris.
Did you?
I found Chris. And,
how's he doing? I'm just curious. He was a good guy.
He's a good guy. I like him. I got along great with him. He's a
Secretly,
good guy.
that's a guy I fell in love with, and my mom ruined everything.
What follows is the most unusual interrogation on this channel. The detective and the suspect have known each other for years. He's visited her multiple times. They talk like old acquaintances. He asks about her health. She asks about his partner. And somewhere between the small talk and the concern, he tells her she's being charged with murder, and that the witness she gave him is the reason why. In May 2002, Roberto Carabalo disappeared from his home in Charlotte, Michigan. He was the father of 2 girls, Cicely and Tasha. He'd recently been released from prison, found religion, and was trying to rebuild his life. He lived with his ex-partner, Beverly McCallum, and her older daughter, Dinan, in a house on the outskirts of town. His family assumed he'd simply left. It would take over a decade, and a daughter willing to talk, before the truth emerged. To understand this case, you need to understand the family. Beverly McCallum, Dinan's mother, is the central figure. Her daughter describes her as a spawn of Satan. Her own family suspected her of murdering their grandmother. She held multiple aliases. She fled the country to Pakistan after learning detectives were investigating. She controlled everyone around her, including Roberto. Roberto was Beverly's partner, the father of her 2 youngest daughters. Before prison, he'd been part of her world for years. After his release, he came back to the house in Charlotte. He read his Bible. He worked out in the basement. He disapproved of Dinan's lifestyle, and Beverly was growing tired of him. The detective who caught this case has been working it for years. He's from the Lansing area. His partner, Bob, was from Grand Rapids, near where the body was found. Together, they pieced together the connection between Roberto's disappearance and the trunk in the blueberry field. Along the way, the detective developed an unusual relationship with one of his primary suspects, Dinan Ducharm. He's visited her multiple times over the years. She's talked to him voluntarily. She's given him information, and she gave him a name, Chris McMillan, a friend who she said was present the night Roberto died. She believed Chris would prove she was innocent. The detective spent years looking for Chris. He just found him.
What's up?
How much? Oh,
Remember me?
I just recognized your face. How are you?
Oh, I'm super.
Didn't recognize
I'm really
you.
super.
Just when you came to the door, I was like, I did not recognize you. How are you doing?
Hopefully we're not locked in here, but... Oh, I'm doing great, yeah. How are
What's
you?
going on? Did you find
I would
along?
ask you how you're doing, but
Good.
not good.
I have been through hell, back again, brought back to life, and everything else the last time I seen you.
I heard something about you got in an accident.
Yeah, I was in a really bad accident. Yeah, I was in the hospital 147 days. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Dead back
didn't know if you would have a leg or not when I saw you.
They did a study, like guinea pig thing. I forget, a trial that I got to sign up for.
Yeah.
They took the lattice muscles out my back to reconstruct my leg. They put rods in there to reconstruct the bone, regraft the bone, reconstruct the bone, put 2 plates. It's pretty wicked. You want to look at it? Bone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there still,
It was just hanging on by the flesh, by the back flesh, but the rest, the bone was missing from here to here.
Is there still metal in there?
Oh yeah, there's 3
That's what it's
rods
gonna be, yeah.
and 2 plates going across here, and then That's one part of this side of my lattice muscle on my back, and this is the other side.
At least they saved it.
But yes, they did save it. I am septic. I've got a lot of...
You're septic still from...
Yeah, I'm having a lot of trouble when they're getting medications. Like I'm supposed to be on lung medication. My left lung...
You're having trouble getting medication in a jail?
Yes.
That's weird.
I mean, but... Okay, I'm not asking for pain meds. I'm asking for heart meds,
Oh, I know.
ulcer medication, and antibiotics, man. What do you think I'm going to do? Crush it up and snip it? I mean, come on. That's really just what I'm looking for. It's pretty serious.
Yeah.
Looking
I'd say
fucking
so.
alone. Did you see it? Did you
I saw pictures
it made,
of it.
yeah, it made papers.
Some
It made
newspaper
papers.
down
yeah,
there.
it
Yeah.
made papers.
Yeah, because I got buddies down there and they realized that was you, because they know I came down to talk to you and other people before, and and he says, "Is this her? I think this is her." And
Yeah, it was serious.
the one guy grew up in that area where you were.
And then after all that, after I got out of the hospital, my mom somehow communicated with my middle sister. They took everything that I had in the townhouse, threw it out, took over the townhouse, put me and my husband out in the street. That's why we ended up here.
Yeah, nothing here though, right?
No, I haven't gotten in any trouble. No.
They're probably trying to extradite you then.
They're trying to extradite me, but I don't know. I was trying to get an attorney to see like what the extradition is or how the process even freaking goes. I was
Must be
supposed
the
to,
wrong guy.
yeah, I was supposed to have a court date like on the 10th or something. The 10th, I think it was, or the 13th, and then all of a sudden they push it back to November 27th.
I don't think your charges are that serious over there.
That's what I said.
And to extradite you from...
That's what I
they'll
said.
extradite
It's
you
just
from
like
anywhere. If you would have got...
Class B, that Class B forgery or some shit like that. Is what they're saying. So I was like, what the fuck?
Well, because I looked at it, maybe there was a little forgery thing on there, but there was just, what I noticed was just like a drug thing, but it was like under a gram.
Yeah, it was like some
Possession
possession of something. It was like paraphernalia in the car is what it was.
Yeah, it was some chicken shit. And it was, but they got in there, like, if you would have got pulled over in Washington State.
Me?
I said, if you would have. Like, California, say, they would come and pick you up. They had it in there, and they'd pick up anywhere.
Who, Texas? Me? To pick up
For that-
anywhere?
For that, so I'm like, she made somebody look like an ass.
Who? How?
Because it said something about, maybe that was something else, but... I don't know if you ran from somebody or got away from somebody at some time or some point, but you made somebody look like an ass, I think. That'd be the... I don't know.
Only type of escape I've ever had was like when I was 17.
That's it? That's what I was thinking. That's what my mind went to, was some kind of an escape or something.
I did that when I was
She made
17.
someone look like
But
a
that
fool.
was, like,
some old
I was a juvenile.
Texas boy, a fool, and he's not going to have any of that.
That was
That's
like when I
all I
was
could think
17. Are you
of.
serious?
That's all I could think of. Maybe it's something else, but maybe they're just that serious about their drug stuff down there. I don't know. But my investigation is over. I am done. I'm like, found out you were here. I was like, I'll stop and talk to her real quick. And
So you were just in Florida?
yeah.
And
Florida
you just found
and
out
Texas.
I was here?
And Texas.
Or
yeah.
you came because I was here?
No.
You just happened to be here. We're like, I know this person?
Yeah, I actually have to be in Texas
Strange.
too, and
Did you
I'm
get
I'm on like a
time
little
off?
world tour this year. It seems like I've been going out of state all
Did you
the
make
time.
it to India yet?
No,
I heard that's where she's at. Somebody said she's in India.
Pakistan.
Pakistan.
She's
Yeah.
in Pakistan. I know where she's
My
at.
sister posted it on Facebook. My middle
Which
sister.
one?
Tasha.
Tasha did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know where she's at, but she probably thinks she's safe there too. But
Did you find what you needed?
what's that?
Did you find everything you needed?
I found everything. I'm
Done.
completely done, and that's what I was going to share a couple things with you, and I found Chris.
Did you?
I found Chris, and
How's he doing? I'm just curious. He was a good guy.
he is a good guy. He's a really good, I like him. I got
I
along great
love
with
him.
him. He's a
Secretly,
good guy.
that's a guy I fell in love with, and my mom
He's-
ruined everything.
He's a good egg. I like him, and I've talked to him quite a few times. Things aren't going the best for him, but that's what some stuff he told me that he shot me pretty straight. I know he did. I know he was pretty honest with me.
Did he
but some-
confirm things that I said?
Well, yeah, some stuff that he told me kind of confused me a little on some stuff, but I wanted to talk. I wanted to go over some stuff with you, but tell you some stuff. But before I do that,
Is he
you're in
healthy
custody.
or-
So before we get talking too much,
Okay.
you're in custody. I want to do things the right way. Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to me now?
Sure.
All right. This is Chris. That's Chris. It's not the best picture of him, but he still looks like like the same.
Same
I found
guy.
a picture of him from back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks almost still the
He's
same.
totally awesome dude, man.
But yeah, I found him finally, and his name was like you said, it was McMillan. But he's closer than I thought too. He's in He's back in Michigan, living in Michigan, and yeah. And when I talk to somebody, like I wouldn't give it to you either. I don't like to sit there and, well, Chris said this and Chris said that. I don't like to say what the person said, but I'll tell you a few things because it kind of confused me. I think he'd been waiting for me kind of like for years, you know. He'd been waiting for that knock on the door to come and somebody to ask him about this shit. And he after a few minutes of us talking, man, he just kind of unloaded everything on me and confessed to being part of everything. And I could see after he did it, this like weight go off his shoulders. Seriously, I mean, it was like he was. I mean, you can see that when you do my job. You can see that a lot of times when people, you know, tell you the real story finally or come clean. It's like, they freaking, you almost see this thing come off them, and then they're like, good, it's over. You know, now I'll move forward. But that's kind of like, I've never seen anybody happen more than it happened with him. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I felt bad for him because he seems like a good dude. Mm-hmm. And maybe got caught up in some stuff that wasn't his deal, but yeah, what he told me painted a pretty clear picture, and I've been looking into this case so long that I knew he was being honest with me because yeah, I mean, it matched everything that I already knew, so I knew he was being pretty honest with me. Yeah, he told me some stuff quite a few things I didn't know too, but the basic part of it was he got it off his shoulders, and I don't know, he's got to deal with it now. I mean, so I was just glad I found him.
I was just worried that, you know, you wouldn't find him. The one thing like burned into my brain was the last time I seen you. You're like,
well, DNA was it the last time?
I think so, but no. The thing you said was, you better be thinking about what will prove that you didn't do it and your mom did, or something like that. Mm-hmm. Because that right there like burned in my brain, and I was like, oh my god, if you don't find Chris, like my mom is the type of evil bitch that would totally manipulate it around the opposite way.
Well, that's what I'm confused about. That's my biggest thing I'm confused about is why you told me that Chris even existed.
Because me and him were on the couch in the little room off to the side, and that would be the only person that confirmed that I didn't plan, plot, or have anything to do this. We were sitting in the room, and that was that. I mean, it all just came.
That's the problem.
Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, wait, what just happened? Well, what did you just say?
That's why I asked you that, because he doesn't, don't get me wrong, like he's kind of like you are, like, oh, Chris was a good guy, but, and he's like, same way about you, like, oh, I miss her and talk to her, and he like doesn't have like any hard feelings towards you, but I don't know how to explain, but he's not like has any kind of hard feelings towards you or your mom, but he's not happy about the situation he got put into. That's how to describe it. It's weird, but that's not the story. I will say that I won't go into specifics. I'll give you a couple, so you know I'm not bullshitting you. Okay, but that's not the story he told. Was the one you said about the couch thing sitting on there. It was quite a bit different story about all three of you kind of being more planned out what was going to happen to Roberto. And that's why I'm like, why did she? And it wasn't like he's like trying to throw everything on you or your mom, or he wasn't like that. That's why I kind of respected him. You know, it was like he just shot me straight, and but I'm like, why the hell did you tell me that he even existed? Because he buried himself. He told me the truth. I think it was the truth.
Well,
Based on what I
plot
knew.
or plan to do anything to anybody, and he would be the only one that can confirm that we were sitting there playing the guitar, eating fucking pills, and smoking fucking weed when everything was just like, bam, what the fuck happened? Wait, what?
That's what, like he, you know, you mentioned about, like, you told me about cleaning up before, about your mom wanted to chip up the concrete and stuff.
She was just...
You know, and he said
It's
the same
just
thing.
so much shit, to be honest with you. Like I keep telling you, like, I have spent years doing everything I possibly can to forget.
I believe that.
And not just that, with my injury, it's even more cloudy. Shit is like more scattered and cloudy than what it was prior to my accident. So from what I know in my heart, and I know that that wasn't something that I ever intended or plotted or planned or whatever. Like, that was never... I would not benefit a damn thing from doing that. And I honestly don't intend to hurt or harm or seek out pain to anybody. I really don't. I just do what I can to survive.
I believe that.
I've got some hang-ups, but I'm not a fucking crazy, insane person that's going around vindictively
Same thing with
doing
him.
crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've got some issues, mainly because of that. I like to say that incident kind of forced me to do things that wasn't naturally into my pattern. I was really big into school and, you know, things like that before all that shit happened.
I think it's the same thing with him, because you look at this guy and I'm like, I wouldn't think he'd hurt a flea. I really wouldn't.
I really don't
But I
even
think
kill
it's-
bugs. You know what I'm saying? It's a really fucked up situation. And from what I can remember, I told you as straight as I could remember, as much as I could remember,
Okay.
straight to you from day one, you know. And for me not to tell you about Chris would just be, why even go there? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm
so
confused
all I
about.
could do is tell you that there is another person, because y'all were kind of adamant that there wasn't, that it was just me and my mother. And I was like, no, there was. When you came and visited me, I think I had a picture or something with him in like the corner of one of my pageant pictures. And I showed it to you. It was like, it just had like a side of his face, a corner of his
that
face.
wasn't him, though. That was somebody else. But yeah, I remember that. But no, I mean, most
Okay.
of what you told
And
me
so
was
it was like-
true. It was just like he told the story, and the cards fell where they fell. And a lot of it wasn't favorable for you. And I'm sitting there going, why did she give me Chris's name? I mean, because that kind of really ended up hurting you.
She gave the detective a name years ago, the one witness who could confirm she was innocent. The detective spent years finding him. When he did, Chris McMillan didn't clear her. He confessed to everything. And he said Dinan helped plan it. The person she offered as her alibi became the person who built the case against her. The question the detective can't stop asking: why did she give him that name?
Chris's story is a lot like yours, but also not a lot like yours. It's more of a, he was approached and it was a planned thing. It was definitely a planned thing.
I definitely didn't approach him, and I definitely didn't plan shit.
A lot of this stuff doesn't look good for you. It doesn't like shine a good light on you from, you know, what you told me the first time. It's more of a, you know, I do remember you saying something about, which I know is true, that Roberto, because when he got out of jail, you know, he's reading his Bible all the time, and he had a real problem with your lifestyle. You know, and so Chris had to act like he was your, you know, boyfriend and stuff, and so I know that was, and he didn't want you around much because of that. But and then your mom, she's got her own reasons for what she does, you know. But and
So what is the end verdict of your case, or what?
well, that's what I'm just trying to see if there's anything else that you want to tell me that I've got wrong. That I mean, because Chris painted more of a, it was more of a plotted out kind of story that your mom kind of spearheaded. Just so you know, I actually talked to him, and I said, "You're bullshitting you."
I believe you.
But I could see it fell off a roof or something.
Yeah.
Remember?
St. John's Hospital has my medical records of it, though.
Okay. I found him and thought you were mistaken, or I was, or something like that, because he had the cast on, he said. And like I said, I know how time goes by and people screw stuff up, and but yeah, the story he told was more of a plotted out thing that you and your mom approached him with? Do you remember any reason, though,
I
why
never
you would...
approached him with that. Never, not ever.
And I don't want to spoon-feed you everything, but do you remember any reason you ever told him why maybe you or your mom, not counting that he didn't like your lifestyle, another reason why you guys would want Roberto
Never. I never said anything like that. I have no clue. I never approached him like that, ever. Not ever. Now, my mother,
Maybe your
I
mom-
don't know if my
maybe
mom,
your mom
did.
did.
I have no clue if my mom did. If she did, what she would even say, to be honest with you. Now, I know I didn't.
You never
I
said
didn't.
anything about...
I would never do something like that. No, sir.
So if he... Because I'll tell you right now, that's what he said. He was approached and
By me.
by both of you.
You know. No.
That it was
Not me.
because of something Roberto was doing to the girls.
That's
That's what he was told.
Roberto ain't never did nothing but love them girls. The most I've ever seen him ever do was pinch Cicely. And he would pinch her like right here for doing something wrong. So that's bullshit. Roberto never did
So you
anything
can
to the
probably...
girls.
I'm being kind of... I mean, you know what I'm talking about then, what he's told me. I mean, he said that he was told that Roberto's molesting the girls. So that wouldn't be true. And he doesn't even believe it now. He doesn't believe it now.
I never,
but-
ever seen Roberto, even in the 9 years that we visited him in prison, in the 8 years that he lived with us prior to him going to prison, on any visitation, the years that before Tasha and Cicely were
Doesn't seem
born,
like
that
the
I
type.
had with Robert, he never did that to me when I was a youth. He was not that kind with Cicely or Tasha, so why would I say
He
that?
didn't give that vibe. And
He was not like that. Robert is not that kind of guy, and there has to be something that Chris is confused with or something, because, or my mother approached him about it. But I definitely, and I would say till the day I died, that Robert wouldn't molest those children. And if he had, the first thing I would do is go straight to the freaking police. Take the children to the hospital, make a record, and go to the police. Are you crazy?
And that's why, because...
They're going to need help if they're molested by their father, that we can't help with. Just like a responsible adult would do. So, no.
And I'm saying there's never a good
No, that's
reason.
bullshit. If
There's
that's
never...
what my mom did, that's bullshit. That's complete fucking hypocrisy. It's fucking bullshit. Period. The man is not like that.
I'm not going to argue with you on that.
The man was not
you
like
don't
that.
do something like that, but also, though, I mean...
It
not,
really upsets me.
not that there's ever a good reason, but if you're going to try to get somebody to help you do something like that, I guess that would maybe be the best thing you could say to motivate most men, you know, that aren't... Because, you know, child molesters are hated. I mean, they're just... They're the worst of the worst, but... So I thought of it that way, but then I thought, you know, obviously there's no good reason to help someone murder somebody, but then I thought, well, all the times I talked to Dinan,
We didn't-
she never mentioned that once.
He didn't help
And that would
either.
be like a reason she could tell me, you know, if
Chris
she
said
was
he
trying
helped
to...
murder him?
Yeah.
Well, we did?
I'm like, I can't spoon feed you everything he said, but yes. Yeah. But
No.
The detective caught something that took years to see. In every conversation he ever had with Dinan, she never once said Roberto molested the children. Not once. If that were the real motive, if that were true, it would be the first thing she'd say to justify what happened. She never said it because it never happened. Beverly invented the molestation story to recruit Chris. The detective didn't miss that.
we were talking about the patch thing, the concrete patch.
I don't know anything about a concrete patch.
What's that?
I don't recall anything about a concrete
Well,
patch.
you had told me about a patch where, because your mom was trying to clean up so good that she was chipping up concrete in the basement.
I just don't remember.
But no, I mean, that was something you told me the first time we met. I think the first time we went down to Texas, you told me about that, and then I went back to the house, and sure enough, there's a concrete patch. But that, you know, Chris told me the same thing, but he said, you laid the patch because you're really good at this stuff, and somebody else actually told me you're really good at, like, brickwork or mason
Just
stuff.
tile before.
But I'm just telling you what I heard. I heard you're talented at that stuff, but he said that you did that patch in the basement. That was your work. He mixed it up for you, and you laid the patch.
I don't remember shit. I don't remember that.
Okay. I told you your DNA was in that patch. You know, when you're doing something like that, you sweat, and it's so sensitive now. They're testing now, it's so sensitive. But if I told you that your DNA was in there, would that surprise you?
Yes.
It would?
Yes.
Okay. Well, looks like yours is in there. Because that's definitely all, obviously the crime lab's in there, they're right there, but yeah, they found all kinds of stuff in there, so.
Yeah.
And basically what they found supports Chris's story that he told. And other people I interviewed supports Chris's story that he told. Okay, it doesn't support what you were telling me.
Yeah,
You don't remember being down in the basement during the murder?
Hell no. Why would I call you and tell you?
People call me and tell me way worse stuff than that. I don't know why. I don't know why they do, but you don't remember being down there when it happened. You don't remember maybe doing like a rehearsal the night before?
Oh, what?
Like a rehearsal?
No.
Like your mom directing something? Like,
No fucking
you
way.
should stand here. Chris, you should be there.
No fucking
This
way.
is what I'll do.
No fucking way. No fucking way.
What, if your memory's kind of foggy, though, it might have happened.
There's no way I would even do that.
Why?
There's no way. Because it's not in my character. I would never do that.
I'm not saying it was your idea.
I would
That's
never
not
do
what I'm
that.
saying.
I would never even practice, play, rehearsal, joke, or fucking kid about it. That's not my personality. No way in hell. Never.
So if
Never.
your mom wanted to do
Never. Never. Never, never, never. I would leave. I would leave out into the street. I would call somebody, another family member or something. I would leave before I got rehearsed and plotted and planned into something like that. There's no way.
that, do you remember anything about like your guys' long drive over to get rid of Roberto's body?
I've told y'all everything I remember. I mean,
And I'm just trying to jar your memory loose because I did, you know, that's what I do with some people. I'm like, remember, I'll ask the same questions over and over again, hoping that something jars, something loose, and it does a lot, and that's why I do that. But you remember like your mom bringing anything on that long trip, like cleanup supplies or anything like that?
No.
No? Gloves?
I can't
Gloves?
remember.
Okay. I'm asking you to remember, but I know you don't want to remember
I really can't.
because it sucks. I could tell Chris didn't want to remember too because it sucks. It really does.
I really can't.
You remember? What do you remember of the night there in the basement? What do you remember of that?
I remember coming down the stairs. I remember screaming at my mom.
What are you screaming at her about?
I don't even remember. I just remember yelling at her and asking her if she was fucking crazy. Screaming, are you fucking crazy? What is wrong with you? And just keep screaming at her and just kept screaming at her.
And you remember what you saw down there though?
I just remember seeing blood on the floor. The bottom of the stairs. That's all I can remember.
Remember you told me you saw Robert's body. You saw his... I can't remember if you told me his whole body, but you saw at least his legs laying down there or something like that. Remember that? I'm just trying to refresh your memory, that's all. I mean, because it's...
I remember his ring, something about a ring. He had a ring.
Mm-hmm. Right. What do you remember about that?
I don't remember exactly what happened with the ring. I just remember there's something to do with the ring.
She remembers the screaming. She remembers blood on the floor. She remembers a ring. But she doesn't remember the concrete patch she told the detective about years ago. She doesn't remember laying it, even though her DNA is in it. And she doesn't remember the rehearsal the night before that Chris described in detail. The question isn't whether she was there. Everyone agrees she was there. The question is whether she's unable to remember or unwilling to.
What story do you think your mom's going to tell me when I finally grab her?
I have no clue.
Because that day's coming that she doesn't think it is, but it is.
There's no telling. I would be prepared for fucking anything. And it's the thing you're not gonna think it is gonna be what she's gonna tell you. I
She's
promise
going to tell
you.
me the truth?
No, never.
Because that's the thing I don't think it will happen. So.
I don't think in a gazillion years would she tell you the truth. I don't know, unless changing to a Muslim has converted her mind in some form or way.
You think that's true? Because
I honestly don't know. There's no telling what that one might tell you. I mean, she might tell you that me and Chris just did it and paid her off. I don't know.
She might tell me what?
That me and Chris did it and paid her off. She could tell you anything. That we plotted and planned it. It's just,
You know her better than me. I've never met her, so that's why I'm asking. I mean, because she's going to probably tell some kind of story. I know what she's told other people, and none of them are the same. Which, when somebody tells a story different ways to different people, they're usually lying, obviously. It's not their true story, but when you hear the same story from different people...
She is a creature.
You know what I'm saying, though? When I hear the same story from different people, but it's the same story, obviously, and it matches what I've already looked into and confirmed, then I know it's the real story. And that one's not your story. Your story's a little different. You're the one that's got the different story. Because I've got a warrant for your mom's arrest, so, for felony murder. And
Is that going to be something that you could get her in Pakistan for, or you got to wait till she comes back to America?
no, I'm not going to wait.
You're going to go get her?
I'm going to try. You know where Chris is at now.
No, I don't. Well, you said he's in Michigan.
Yeah. He was there. He's been there for quite a while, but no, it's. I mean, like, this is where Chris is at now. He's under arrest. You have charges.
Oh, I do have charges with him? What charges am I being charged with?
Murder.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
And,
Oh my god. If I'm convicted of murder, how many years do I have for that? Fucking life, right? Great.
Well, pretty
I
much.
love my mother more and more every day.
Well, it's important you remember everything you can. Even still, nothing's over till it's over. Okay.
Pray that the truth comes out and my mom finally gets what she deserves and me and Chris don't
Right.
suffer this.
Well, pray that pray that I'm able to get her, and you'll know when I do. So
You'll come see me and let me know.
I'll come see you, yeah, or I'll go through if you're in Michigan then or wherever you're at and you have an attorney, I'll go through them, and but I'll make sure you know. Okay, and then maybe I want to talk to you again, or she'll have some outlandish story like I want to, or she won't, or she'll have something I don't expect, and like with Chris, I mean, I'll tell the story, and then I'm like, well, I want to talk to you again because
I wish I could remember. I really do. I really, really fucking wish I could remember.
well, if you
And
do,
I'm 100% positive there's nothing that she's going to tell you unless she tries to steer you and then your detective skills realize something she's trying to deter you from and it leads you somewhere else. I don't think she would be honest with you. I honestly don't. But
I don't expect it. But
I'm a firm believer that the truth always...
I don't hold that against her either, though. Too. I know it sounds weird, but I don't take this stuff personal. Like I just don't. I don't let it bother me. People do. People screw up all the time. Even your mom. I'd be less likely to cut her slack, but most people, after doing this job so long, you're just like, you can't be. That's why I hate to see a cop who's self-righteous or who's who thinks they're above all that. No, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody messes up, but you gotta pay the price too, though, when you mess up. But everybody messes up, so I don't sit here anymore. Maybe I did when I was younger, but I don't sit here and judge people because I'm no better than. I mess up too, but unfortunately, a lot of the mess ups I deal with at work, big mess ups. People screw up big time, and
Oh my god.
but if you do think of some more stuff, get a hold of me,
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
Because I do nothing but help you now.
Wow.
Alright. And I really, really hope I get your mom quickly. And I think everybody hopes that. So,
She's gonna be hard.
I really want to meet her. I'll go get them guys because I don't know where. And you can stand up if you want to stand up. I don't.
You probably wish you never met her.
Probably, but
Yeah. It's that bad.
no, I want to meet her because if I'm meeting her, that's a good thing. So I mean, she's
She's that bad though. Be prepared. I'm just letting you know. I mean, I'm sure everybody has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's she sounds like she's unique. That's for sure. It's being nice.
I refer to her as a spawn of Satan. It's just what I've called her my whole life.
The detective kept his promise. He found Beverly McCallum. Chris McMillan pleaded guilty in 2019 to second-degree murder and conspiracy to commit second-degree murder. He testified against the others in exchange for a reduced sentence. Dinan Ducharm was convicted in December 2021 of first-degree premeditated murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and disinterment and mutilation of a dead body. Beverly McCallum was convicted in April 2024 of second-degree murder and disinterment and mutilation of a body. She was sentenced to 40 to 60 years. Dinan's convictions were upheld on appeal in 2025. Roberto Carabalo was beaten, suffocated, burned, and locked inside a metal trunk that was dumped near a blueberry field 90 miles from his home. He spent years as an unidentified body in a cold case file. The people who killed him were the people he lived with, the mother of his children, her older daughter, and a young man who was told Roberto was molesting the girls. He wasn't. It was a lie invented to recruit a helper. Dinan gave the detective one name: Chris McMillan. She thought Chris would prove she was innocent, that she was just on the couch, playing guitar when everything happened. Instead, Chris told the detective it was planned, that Dinan was part of it, that her mother directed it, and that they rehearsed it the night before. She handed the detective the witness who convicted her, and when the detective asked her why, she said, "Because he was the only person who could confirm I didn't plan it." He confirmed the opposite. The detective spent over a decade on this case. He visited Dinan multiple times. He built a relationship with her. He found Chris. He found Beverly. He never raised his voice. He never accused. He called her by her first name and asked about her health. And then he showed her the murder warrant and told her she was going to prison for life. He did what he said he'd do from the beginning. He found the truth. It just wasn't the truth she expected.